There was racing with a difference recently in the WAHOO Fight Night event presented by Toyota and Cycle Lab. The series is an indoor trainer race series where participants on WAHOO indoor trainers race the 1,000-meter King of the Mountains segment in the simulated world of the interactive app Zwift. Riders had to see how fast they could conquer the grueling 8% plus average incline to place in the top 3 of the men's and women's divisions and to battle it out in a final on the evening for a range of top prizes. The event adhered to strict COVID-19 guidelines. Masks were worn by all but those riding. All surfaces and that of the race stations were fully sanitized after each participant had completed their rides. At the Cycle Lab store in Fourways, 64 participants gave it their all on the 1 kilometer KOM.
We finally arrived. This is the WAHOO Fight Night. It's something that we've been working on, something we're really excited about. And I'd say largely it's due to, the rise in popularity of cycling, both indoor and outdoor. We've seen a massive spike in outdoor sales and bicycles, people taking up the sport as a preference. But at the same time, there's been a rise in indoor cycling, and with it, indoor trainers. I think largely, if you think about it, it's probably due to the COVID pandemic. People I think are reevaluating the way that they see themselves and how they utilize their time. And I think a lot of people have taken up cycling as a result.
So we've seen an uptick in online gaming, and this is largely as people have tried to stay at home due to the pandemic. But what we also understand is that people are innately social creatures and need some sort of interaction. What this Fight Night offers is an opportunity to offer something hybrid that addresses both those needs. So the online element where people can participate in the event from home, or the in-person element where they can come to any Cycle Lab store and have the participation there. What this hybrid or semi-virtual format also allows us to do, given the conditions that we are within, is to adhere to regulations, because you don't have everybody in the store at the same time, but everyone can feel the spirit of Fight Night.
So the concept really came about when, we tried to tell people indoor training can be really engaging, it can be fun, and it can be something that you can actually do with your family. And the whole concept of Fight Night came about just around showing people that you can train from anywhere and really make it fun and engaging. And so, we've got, like tonight, people signing in from home, people pitching up to cycle. And the whole idea behind it is to really have fun.
I've joined with WAHOO last year. I think, like many people, we were kind of in lockdown, stuck in the garage, and we wanted to get the best out of our training. We wanted to have the best data, we wanted to have the most competitive equipment, and it was all there in WAHOO. And it's just been, in the time that has been really hard to race, it's even made racing possible, which is something, someone said to me 2 years ago, you'll be racing indoors next year. I would never have believed that it would be possible. And just the technology that they bring and the data to training and tracking progression, it's really helped me kind of lift my game.
WAHOO is really the pioneers and trendsetters when it comes to indoor training. About 8 years ago, they launched the world's first direct drive, magnetic, smartphone compatible indoor trainer. And that's really opened up the world to how do you connect with your smart device and your indoor trainer. And so a lot of people followed, a lot of brands followed, but WAHOO always stayed that one step ahead of the trend. And when you look at WAHOO as a brand and within their current trainer category, they add these incredibly unique products like the Kicker Climb that simulates your gradient, whether you're going uphill or downhill, or the headwind speeds up to 60 kilometers per hour, which is very, very immersive when it comes to these types of training.
What the COVID-19 pandemic has shown us is that esports is not a hype, it's not a fad, it's something that is here to stay, it's something that is global, and it's an interest that is growing day by day. In addition, this opportunity to appeal or find a target audience that's younger, that's more affluent, and bring them into the brand is something that is really exciting for us, and that's why we've chosen to get involved in this. We do have that long-standing tradition with Cycle Lab, and so what this is something that is seamless. It fits e-cycling, it fits esports, and it's the best of both of these worlds.
It's crazy just how advanced the indoor racing is and just how much you get into it. Like I'll find myself like training, and I'll be dodging other cyclists, and yeah, you so get into it. And I think as well, it's one of those things that you can see your data all the time. Another massive benefit to training indoors, and as well as feeling like you're pushing against other people and just get the best out of yourself.
So WAHOO really plays well with others. They really integrate with partners like Zwift and more structured programs like the Sufferfest. Also realistic programs like Full Gas, where the Cape Town Cycle Tour, for example, had their race this year on a virtual platform. So WAHOO's really open to many various platforms of software that makes it also an investment for the future. They don't tie you into anything. So you can really change programs as you see fit and what suits not only your pocket, but your training style.
They're the perfect partner for us. At CycleLab, we do a lot of their products. And, you know, to present this product, we couldn't think of anybody better than WAHOO, to be honest with you. But speaking of partners, you know, it would be remiss of me not to mention Toyota, who's the sponsor of this particular series, you know, the Fight Night series. And Toyota doesn't only just sponsor this particular series, they sponsor other events and other activities in cycling as well. In fact, they've got a long history of CycleLab. If you look at CycleLab Active, they've been sponsoring CycleLab Active with a fleet of vehicles for the best part of 10 years, you know, which means in effect that they've kept hundreds, if not thousands of cyclists safe on a weekly basis through their sponsorship. You know, they've got other properties that they're involved in, and they sponsor an area in the CycleLab bike park just down the road from us. And they've got cycling teams that they sponsor. So it's very easy to see that Toyota is very close to the cycling community, and it means a lot to them. And they're valuable partners. So for us to have Toyota here means a lot, and we're extremely appreciative. But tonight, really, guys, it's just about having fun. It's about showing people that indoor training is actually quite fun. It doesn't have to be boring. And you'll see when activities get going a little bit later, there's a big buzz, people enjoy it, and that's what we're trying to do tonight. Show people, obviously we're showcasing a bit of WAHOO's brand, but let's just show people how fun indoor training can actually be, and how easy these products can make it for you when you set up your own pain cave. So this is the first in a series of 6, and the next one will be taking place at CycleLab Linwood on the 29th of July. So if you're interested, the guys will just look out for the communication, book online, and come and join the fun.
Just like we've done 2 years ago, our first Fight Night, we want to make sure it happens every single year, and the idea behind it is to get people here, enjoy the evening, and just have a fun night, right? We've got a couple of rules, like we don't allow professionals to win. We want the weekend warrior, the Joe Soap, to come, and our WAHOoligan team also conjured up a very cool idea called the most average prize, and we want the person with the most average time to also stand a chance to win a prize, because that's what embodies WAHOO, is fun, getting you healthier and fitter, and then just enjoying the ride, whether it's indoor or outdoor.
WAHOO Fight Night also includes at-home participation. Participants are asked to complete 5 minutes of any activity to be entered into a draw of a WAHOO Element Bolt at the Grand Finals in December.
I think it's awesome to have a fight night where people can actually come together and race each other indoors. It's such a super safe environment, and it's one of those things. Indoor training is really it's very different to outside, because you can just dig that little bit deeper. You can really find that deep dark place. You can be racing and closing your eyes. You can be just smashing, going to your ultimate limits. And I think it's interesting, it's not always the same people that win outside that take it inside. So it makes it super fun and another element to the competition.
The winner of the women's division is young Pretoria University athlete Lexi Klaasen, who showed her current good form in clocking 2 minutes 18.67 seconds for the brutal climb.
It was absolutely wild. I'm still suffering. My chest is still sore. It was really hard. Harder than I was expecting. We do all our training on Zwift. We race on Tuesdays. We often do team time trials, us peak people. 5:30 on a Tuesday morning. Yeah, so we love Zwift. But this is definitely much harder.
The men's event was won by Calvin Steyn, who smashed his way up the virtual mountain road in 1 minute 48.65 seconds.
Coach said I must come along, try something a little different we've never done before. and give it a go. And that's what happened. It was great fun. I really made me ride outside. But after this, I'm definitely looking at getting an indoor, a proper indoor. It's a different story. I'm used to doing much longer stuff than this. And this wasn't fun. It was hard. It was proper hard.
Great sponsors like Lusitonia Cider and Boston Lager, as well as the Cycle Lab active team arranging pizza for the evening. It was a wonderful evening, enjoyed by participants and supporters alike. There are more Fight Night prelims running throughout the year up until the grand final, where the best of the best will fight it out to win a WAHOO Kicker trainer. And of course, bragging rights for the next year.